Hello. Check the volume.
Are you looking for a source of honest and
Jeez.
traditional journalism? Well, take a look at this.
Come on.
While the Chinese Communist Party is
Well, the Chinese. Okay, we've got sound. Got coffee. Yeah, I know you're hearing that. We've got a delay. So, here it is. Another Blur's Day. Hey, Ron. Another Blur's Day. Still not warm outside. Still crappy as hell here in Ohio. Hey, Chris. You know what, Chris? I've really missed an opportunity with you because, we talked about stuff before about collaborating on some videoing things before, and we really need to get together and come up with some kind of project, man. The way things are going, things have changed, and now they're talking. They canceled the fireworks for the 4th of July at Geneva on the Lake because of COVID. So that tells me they're expecting there to be a really bad season down there. And I think we're going to be doing a lot of things online, and we're just going to have to find a new approach of doing things. And the reason that we never got together was simply my laziness in the beginning, and then all the shit that happened. Neck surgery for me, surgery for my wife, and everything that just kind of like knocked us out of the game for almost 2 freaking years. And yeah, I will. I'll call you. Shoot me the phone number on Facebook, and don't put it here. Just shoot it to me on Facebook, and I'll call you. You guys, I'm not even gonna begin to, number one, let the cat out of the bag, or number two, try to explain to you guys what Chris does, other than Chris is a major, like, art guy. Only it goes way deeper than that. I can't, so I'm not even going to try to explain. I'm not going to explain it. I just wait for something to happen, let it happen, and maybe do something. Okay, got it. Do something on a small scale first, and then something then bigger. I got that new laptop last year, so that makes me a little more portable as opposed to being tied down to the desktop, because it's got OBS on it and other stuff. Yeah, we're just talking about things, our king, about the lake announcing that there's going to be no 4th of July fireworks this year. They've been canceled because of COVID-19. So we're going to have to look for alternative. Hey, Buckluster, how you doing? We're going to have to look for alternative ways of doing things, better ways of reaching people other than in person for a while. I actually went to the store today, and I'm not going to lie, I'm an asshole. I have to go to the store every day because I got to get a newspaper and I got to get, like, cookies for the dogs, okay? And then I usually pick up something for me and Linda, whether it be a snack or actually today I actually picked up. There wasn't anything appealing that was, Prince Vince, how you doing? I'm drunk off 3 beers. There wasn't anything appealing in the refrigerator or freezer that was like quick and easy and appealing. So I went and picked up something that was like a pop it in the oven. Anyway, I run into the chief of police of our town, Chief Stell. And he is a musician and plays in a very popular country band called Rough Cut. Nah. I say, hey, Chief, and he says, hey, Ed, how's it going? I says, how's it going, And I asked him, where's your mask? And he just didn't say nothing. And I go, you think we'll be playing this anytime soon? And he goes, well, I hope by the end of the summer. And it's like, the end of the summer, Jesus. And I don't expect to be getting any calls. For one thing, they haven't given anything the okay to be open yet. So yeah, I've been working on this blues tune. Things I used to do, Lord, I won't do no more. Things I used to do, I won't do no more. He's using a G minor. Well, he's playing it like this. And then he's using a C9. But he's playing it like this. So you got G minor, C9 with the same notes, and I'm trying to wrap my head around how to make this work. And then he's got a D7. I used to hold your hand, beg you not to go. So that G minor to C9, you're almost like, you're not changing any notes, but adding a low G down in the bottom. Jimmy Biter, how you doing? Hey, Merrill. Oh, okay. Hello, Merrill. But, so I was trying to wrap my head around that. And that's another Stevie Ray Vaughan blues. It'd be like a substitute for like Texas Flood, something else to play. I wanted to go live again with Linda tonight, and it just didn't happen. We're shooting for tomorrow night. I'd have to run through that song with her 1 time or 2 times. You'd have to run through it. But Craig Flowers with a major 6. Yeah. And he never does like a. He never does that. You know, it's always the. And basically the song with the chord structure is exactly that. It's a G minor, a C9, and a D7, but he never hangs on a chord. It's always. So you've got to get the song together, and you got to be able to sing it, and you know. So it's gonna be a little tricky challenge here, but we haven't had band rehearsal because we don't want to break the like shelter in place rules, but we all know we're healthy. Well, Jerry, the other guitar player, he called me today, and he wants to come over Saturday and work on his 40-plus-year-old G&L Legacy Stratocaster. He wants to level the frets and possibly try to get the nut out of it without destroying it and shim it and do a little repair to it. But let's see. Let me see if I can show you this. Okay, are you guys seeing that? I want to show this little movie. See if you can hear it. Let me get up to it. I've got it up, but I want my laptop to catch up because there's a delay. See, come on. See if it's showing. Okay, it's showing, so I'm going to play it. Have a name for that bridge? Yeah, bridge. I'll bet when you bought this, you knew all the terms for all of the fancy parts. Got the little truss rod. It's all original, except for that spot right there where your dick hits. Are you guys getting the audio? When you used to swing it real low, remember back in the day when you was a low guitar swinger? Okay, well anyway, that's the guitar that he wants to work on and do a fret level, and you see the divots in the fretboard there. It's heavily dented up, and the only thing he's done to the guitar is add a DiMarzio in the bridge. A DiMarzio pickup in the bridge. So he wants to level those frets. And then he talked about like refretting it from the first fret up to the seventh fret. I said, you could do that, but you're gonna take most of those new frets off when you level it. You're gonna sand them down till they reach the level of the old frets. Which, after I think about that, if these frets were level from the first fret to the seventh fret, and then these were level but were slightly more worn or lower, would that cause a problem? And I said, if you're going to refret it to the seventh fret, you might as well go ahead and just like redo the whole thing. Well, that was the first year. His is the very first year of G&L. The first year they came out. And that's an old guitar. That's an old guitar. And the B string, there's a problem in the nut where the B string is, and it's dead. Makes it sound dead, and it's a little bit low. So if we need to get the nut out of there and either make a new nut or get a new nut or shim the nut or repair the nut or do something. But, I told him we can dress the frets, but we have to be careful because depending on how many times they've been dressed over the years, and they have been, they said, you've got to leave some fret there. And so you got to leave some fret there. Yeah, Leo said they were some of the best guitars he ever made. And Leo did Music Man too, didn't he? He did G&L and he did Music Man. Hey, Squire, how you doing? But he's going to come over Saturday in spite of the shelter and place order thingy. And because he lives in a high rise full of old people. Now I think about that. I might have some second thoughts about that. The guy's he's like 7 years older than me. Hey, I love America. How you doing? He's 7 years older than me, and he's never smoked in his life. And other than like the shit you get when you're like almost 70, like arthritis and sore knees and shoulders and shit, he's in really, really good physical health. I've never seen the guy like with a cold or sick or anything. And he says he doesn't have anything. He says he feels fine. He's been staying home because, well, there's nowhere to go. And he's just really bored, and he thinks this is a good time to get some work done on that guitar, which he's wanted to do. But, we were playing, and he didn't want to take a chance of the guitar being out of commission. And I said, well, that doesn't really matter because I got lots of Stratocasters I can lend you. I can lend you a Strat. If you need a Strat, I'll give you a Strat to play while we get yours straightened out. Well, he didn't want to do that because he likes his guitar, which, I understand. Yeah, Music Man has changed hands But originally, I'm pretty sure Leo had a hand in that too. But the G&L, that legacy that I just showed you that little video clip of Jerry's, that's the first year G&L came out. And yeah, you're gonna hang out 6 feet. You're not gonna hang out 6 feet away. Back up, spread out. But I don't know. I'll talk to him about that tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. He wanted to come over Saturday, so I'll have a good discussion with this with Linda. You know, maybe we'll take his temperature or something. You got to bring a thermometer, Jerry, and show me that your temperature's cool. Let me touch your forehead. No, wait, can't do that. Yeah, Leo was Music Man and G&L. And you know that G&L A-Stat, that's a pretty popular guitar still, and you know they're moderately priced. Like you can get them for $600, $800 for like the top of the line one, and I really don't know if those original G&Ls, if they were made in Japan or they were made in the USA. Because it's really weird. Leo left Fender, sold all his shit, got out of Fender. Then he went to Japan and started Fender Japan and just absolutely kicked Fender's ass with his Japanese guitarists for a couple of years there in the 80s. Then he started Music Man. Then he started G&L. So Squire, I absolutely hear you, and I'm hearing some of these whack job frickin' governors and stuff that want to open their states back up. And Linda just mentioned to me that they're going to open Pennsylvania back up in May. I said, man, you know, that's 10 days away. And if it's May 5th, they're talking about like May 5th. Possible opening it up. Yeah, he has to have, he loves his G&L. The very first year of the Legacy, Bruce, he's got the very first year G&L came out. And we don't know what year that is because he's so fucking old he can't remember. And I've never bothered to look it up. And it's got to be written on the guitar somewhere. I'm sure it'd be written on the guitar somewhere. I mean, this guitar was like from 1974, 75, somewhere around there. I mean, it could have been 76 or 77, but at this point, what's the difference? But with this virus thing, you know, you can't even get into a discussion about this with people because people start saying freaking crazy stuff, and they start saying like conspiracy theory shit and shit that they've read on the internet and shit that they've seen, and it's just mind blowing what happens. But back in my day too, Squire, cheap guitars were terrible. I mean, we had Teisco Del Rey's and you know, those things were terrible to try to get in tune or. But see, also back then, you're talking about when you're 14, 15, 16 years old, I didn't know shit about setting up a guitar. I didn't know dick about it. I didn't know about string height. I didn't know about leveling the strings. I didn't know about the truss rod. And a lot of those guitars had an adjustable truss rod, but I didn't know anything about it. what did I know? I didn't learn till a long time later. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bruce, the other night, but I just got mad when she started telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about and that my friend going over to Africa and helping these people that are dying learn how to find water and, uh, irrigate and plant in a desert like environment. And she starts telling me that, well, that isn't any kind of freaking rocket science. Yeah, you go do it. You go put your life out there and you go do it. And I got upset and I left. And then I noticed after I left you booted her. And that at least made me feel good. That made me feel good. Hey, Dana Everhart. I've only met one other person, Dana, in my whole life whose last name was Dana. And his name is Richard Dana, and he's a lawyer that lives in Geneva. And he's absolutely no relation because I've talked to him. And he was surprised too because he's never met anybody else in his whole life, and I just met him about 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, Michael, he's an amazing guy, and he grows everything organically. It's no like not even any. He'll use poop for fertilizer, but Gary Big G. I was watching you and Mitch, the YouTube apologist Heyman last night. I wish Mitch had come around in here tonight because I keep getting this message on OBS saying, or on YouTube saying that the current resolution of 960 by 540 is not optimal. And I've tried to change this to, I don't know what to change it to. I need Mitch. I keep meaning to ask Mitch what the appropriate setting is. Hi, Kathy, Dana's wife. I guess your name is Kathy Everhart. I was gonna. Once again, I should have set this up through StreamYard. I could have let like Bruce and the Big G could have probably jumped in. We could have talked about. We could have discussed this G and L dilemma on these G and L guitars. We could discuss this. She doesn't believe I said hey to you. Hey, Dana, tell her, Kathy, come and listen. Can't you hear it? Of course I said hey. You're in my stream. No, Tara, I haven't had a haircut. And Tara, I want to thank you. You have been a very, very generous person, and especially when we really, really, really needed it. You were really. And I know it's both of you guys. I know it's both of you, and I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure who it was until I knew. I mean, I knew in the bottom of my heart. I knew, but until he just said Tara, I didn't know. So now I know, and I will forever be indebted to you for that. That's great. I got bumped. How'd you get bumped? What happens to me is my router loses the frickin' signal. And the modem's okay. I just got to reset my router. Well, when you do that, then the stream loses its stream, and you're taking a chance whether you're going to actually get it back or not. Bearded Blues Dude. $1280 by $720 or $1920 by $1080. Okay, because I got $960 by $540, so I tried to lower it. Maybe they wanted my resolution to go up. I never thought of that. I'll try those. Next time I'll try 1280 by 720. Well, Dana, I used to be a really raggy looking guy. If you go back and look at some of my older videos, I just let my hair get out of control and it started thinning out. When I was younger and my hair was like a lot thicker, it was a lot better. But then it started to get thin. Yeah, the interwebs fuck up. That's what happens to me. And when we were hanging, like I was spending a lot of time at the hospital, I literally got self-conscious. I got self-conscious about it, and I felt like a freaking bum, and I went and got my hair cut real nice, just so that I didn't look like this freaking, hobo loser while I'm hanging around these hospitals. And so I've been trying to keep it cut. But there's nowhere to get it cut right now because the haircut lady's on lockdown. I actually know my best friend's girlfriend is a hairdresser, but she's not cutting hair right now. I don't have trouble with that, Bruce, with the fonts. I have trouble with the hobo losers are cool, bro. I have trouble with the crap working. With it just accepting your settings and then everything working. And it's amazing that I even got OBS to actually frickin' work. It's amazing because I'm so frickin' lazy and I'm such a jerk off that I won't put any effort into anything. And the fact that I even got this software to work. My best friend's girlfriend, yeah. She used to cut hair. I wrote a song today. I didn't really write any chords for it. But I could just, hey motherfucker, get off of my lawn. Like a good neighbor, stay over there. Oh, you dumb bastard, why you coming over here? Get off my yard, get out of my yard, get off my lawn. Like a good neighbor, you stay over there. I've got my one good friend, man, he's still using a Flowbee to cut his hair, but he cuts it all right off. He just takes it down to the nub, man. That's my blues tune, you dumb bastard. Get off my lawn, get out of my yard. Stay over there. I don't want your kids over here. This ball is mine now. This ball used to be yours. Now this ball is mine. I used to like your dog, but now I don't like to hear him bark and whine. Straight razors and blues both draw blood. Yeah, don't get your dog crap on my lawn. Oh, God. Well, I'm a friendly guy, but hey, Dale, I'm a friendly guy, but I tried to say hi to these people, and they walked away from me. And it's like, don't do that, man. You live next door to me. You got to put up with me now. And I know more people in this neighborhood than you do. Because they don't know anybody. And I've been here for 15 years. Just in this spot. I've been in this area for 62 years. But, gotta keep talking, Those little grumpy old men. Those grumpy old men come to hang out. I love America. Are you gonna go live later? I probably won't come in, but I'll watch. It seems when I come in, it seems when I come in, somebody starts giving me a hard time. Yeah, I lived here for 20 years and we just met a bunch of new people. Like the people across the street. I just met my neighbor across the street. Number one hit 2020. Get off my frickin' lawn. Get out of my yard. Like a good neighbor, stay over there. That's what I'm talking about, Bruce. The frickin' extremes. And I would love to discuss with New Genesis about the hydroxychloroquine and how it's frickin' killing people. And how Spain did a study now that says smokers, they have 4 times fewer smokers with coronavirus than non-smokers. So now they're saying out of Spain that it is they're saying that smoking like knocks it down. Now today Trump wanted to inject us with bleach, disinfectant, and they wanted to inject us with light. If we could get sunlight injections. Yeah, everybody's talking the walk, but they're not walking the walk. They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. They talk the walk. Well, it's going to be difficult with all the issues. I mean, this is just, it's a tough thing. This is something none of us were prepared for. None of us have ever seen the likes of, our parents, if you're old enough, your parents went through the Depression. They went through World War II. They went through the Depression. Those were some pretty life-changing events. Life changed after those events, okay? And this is one of those things that, what is the new normal going to be? Yeah, foot stomping dog turds is the B-side. Cat shit in my flower bed will be the follow-up. Well, I mean, that's true, Dale. Yeah, I'm doing okay, John. Thanks. That's true, Dale. But some people, rather than suggest something, they tell you this is how it is. This is how it is because I heard it and I say so, and this is how it is. And it's like, no, we don't know yet. We don't know enough. Not nearly enough. We just don't. And, you know, Trump came out and said that stuff about injecting people with disinfectant, and that guy from the Center of Disease Control right away turned around and says, "We have no plan of doing that. We're not looking at this." Next door car is gonna get it one of these days. Cat. Oh, next door cat. Okay. Well, it it goes both ways, Craig, because I'm seeing a lot of guys that people that are against Trump, and they're wicked vicious to anybody that doesn't like fall in line with their ideology. And if you say anything, if they even get a whisper of you being any kind of conservative, man, they they go nuts. Our town has rare cherry. If we can survive that, we can survive anything. Dude, Chris, this house next door to me was vacant for like 5 years. And the guy that owned it let a bunch of strippers from the rare cherry squat in there with no utilities, no running water or nothing. And they were bringing their pet cats and stuff over there. And I had to call the health department and the police to come down and get them out of there because, they were like living in there with no running water and no electricity. And they were going into the woods and stuff. What were they doing back there? You're going back there with a roll of toilet paper. I know what you're doing. I don't want that in my backyard. Yeah, and I'm tired of hearing from the fringes, Bruce. I'm tired of hearing from the fringes of the right and the left. I want to hear what the adults are thinking, the people in the middle that can kind of see both sides. Yeah. Clowns to the left and me jokers to the right. We do that song. I do that song. Me and Linda could do that. Maybe that's one I'll find a drum beat for tomorrow. Birth control for extremists. Wait, strippers? Yes, strippers. Right. I like to think that I follow the science or that I go with the science, but they just don't always go with the science. I love America. America! You know, I you know, I'm not gonna lie. I've done my share of browbeating like people that really say stupid, insane things. Like I got in a fight with a guy. He owns a campground here. And he called me a lousy fucking bum because I live on a gig economy, some fucking gig economy. And I'm always depending on the next gig. And he was posting stuff on Facebook like Ruth Bader Ginsburg on a milk carton. And, stuff about when is she going to die. And I was like, dude, that is not right. That's not right. That's wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. We got into it. Well, now he can't open his campground, and he's got to refund all these people thousands and thousands of dollars. It's like a couple grand to park your camper in that campground for the summer. It's $3,000 or something like that. And now he's crying about it, and I just like, yeah, sorry about your luck, bitch. You were down on me for living on a gig economy, and you're a guy that never did anything in your goddamn life. You never worked a thing in your you always weighed over 300 pounds because when you were a little kid, your dad owned a campground and a resort, and you grew up drinking Coca-Cola and eating donuts, and then later on in life you inherited it, and then you guys sold the campground to Jellystone campgrounds or whatever for like $5 million. Don't tell me you ever worked. You never did anything but count money. That's all you've ever done. And hey, more power to you. That's the cards you were dealt. But to come down on me for doing what I've done and yeah, I remember back in the old days when we used to like play gigs in bars and we could go have a drink somewhere. We could go to the park instead of just driving by it and look at it and go, that looks like a nice place. That'd be a nice place to hang out with my dog and take a walk. Shit. I remember them days. Remember when groups of 3 wasn't considered overcrowding? Yeah, that guy's gig got canceled, buddy, big time. And he was on Facebook crying about it, and I didn't say a word. I just kind of chuckled with, yeah. Story all of a sudden changed, didn't it? And he was one of the people calling it a hoax. He was one of the first ones to come out and say this was a hoax, this was bullshit, and that we were all a bunch of panic-driven, leftist, communist, socialist bastards that wanted a fucking government handout. And it's like, come on, man. Are you serious? Why would you say that about people? Especially the people that you live next to. Why would you say that about your neighbors? Hey, Michael B. Why can't we all just get along? I say I'm right, you say I'm wrong. Why can't we all just get along? All I need is just a little bit of love. That's a song. You say the world is right and I say the world is wrong. Why can't we all get along? Oh, baby, all I need is just a little bit of love. Some say the world is big and I say the world is small. Some say the world has no meaning, baby, all I need is just a little bit of love. That was actually a thing that some say the world's big, I say the world's small. That was a B.B. King thing where he improvised on stage one night and he was just playing a 3-chord progression. He goes, we're going to do a song right now and I don't know it. You don't know it. And the band don't know it. And he started singing. And I'm playing it a lot. I actually was playing that PV Falcon for a while today. Hooked everything up, and I played it for about a half an hour, man, and it got on my shoulder. It was just too heavy, and I picked this back up because it's so light. People always get worked up about things that are dear to their heart. You know, when it comes to a loved one or an issue or a possession or a political stance or, you know, their bank account, beer. It could be anything. But, you know, they'll get worked up over things that are near and dear and close to their heart. And you know, our sanity and our health is pretty near and dear to all of us. Greg Flowers, you were pissed the other night, buddy. Yeah, and you know what? The other day I ended that stream, and it somehow I didn't save it. So I got to be real careful this time to try to save the stream. I've got the Windsor. The Windsor's right behind me. And I am going to play this thing through that Windsor. I haven't done it yet. I haven't plugged that in for a while. But I'm dying to hear this through that Windsor. And I was thinking about that today because that is a hot-ass tube amp. And I want to crank that baby up and see what these P90s sound like. And I need to put it through my Blues Junior too, which is right over there. Or right over there. The Blues Junior, I need to do that. Then that amp, the red amp under the Blues Junior over there, that's called a Guitar Research, and that was made by Schecter, and that has a 12AX7 preamp tube, and then it's got a solid state power stage and output, and it's 60 watts in a 112 inch speaker, 60 watts, but it's a nice sounding amp, and it's got two channels. It's clean, and then, you know, dirty channel, a gain channel, and reverb. And it's a pretty decent sounding amp. As a matter of fact, when we first started the Larry, Daryl, and Cheryl band, that was the amp I was playing through with a Telecaster. And, well, then a Stratocaster, too. Actually, I was playing through a 120 watt Mesa Boogie half stack when we started this, and that lasted about 5 gigs. I took that. There was one place that didn't seem to mind it, and Linda was playing through an Ampeg SVT with the old refrigerator cabinet. It took us 2 trips just to take. We had to take the guitar and bass amp in one trip. Then we had to come back and get the rest of the equipment and go set it up. And the one place, DGs didn't care. They did not mind. We took it down to a place in the harbor called the Iroquois and about blew the walls off the place. And the guy, like, he freaked out. He says, "You got to turn it down, man." And then we decided we couldn't move those amps anymore. It was too much work. I mean, these places were like 5 minutes from my house, so it was no big deal. But, you know, if we were going to do any traveling anywhere, we had to get all the equipment in the vehicle at once and not make 2 trips. But it sure was fun playing with those big amps for the time that we did it. But then I went to that Schecter amp, that Guitar Research, and then went to the Blues Junior. Yeah, they are awesome. Blues Junior is an awesome sounding amp, and it's very versatile. It's making strawberry daiquiris. Okay. What is the difference between people in Dubai and people in Abu Dhabi? The difference between people in Dubai and people in Abu Dhabi. What is the difference? The people in Dubai don't like the Flintstones, but the people in Abu Dhabi do. That's my joke for the night. Electric Gypsy Blues, how you doing? Electric Gypsy, you just missed us writing a blues song about, hey you, get off my lawn, get out of my yard. Hey you dumb bastard, what are you doing over here? Go back to your own house. I've got one of them amps right here, Bruce. I've got another one around here somewhere that's a bass amp that plugs. You got to plug like headphones into this, but you've seen these things. Just plugs into the guitar. I use that on my acoustic now and then. Yeah, the people in Abu Dhabi do. That is a terrible joke. Terrible joke. You can go back, Electric Gypsy Blues. You can go back in the stream a little while and hear me singing it. Get off my lawn. Get out of my yard. Where the other lyric was, like a good neighbor, stay over there. I got my Mona Corona Blues. You know, little amps, amps with 6-inch speakers and whatnot, 8-inch speakers, they are great for playing. That's what I'm playing through now. I'm running that little box, 5-watt box, through a PV Blazer 15.8. So it's a 15-watt amp with an 8-inch speaker, and man, you just crank it up. Yes, I have a fence. I have a fence. And he's putting up a fence, but his fence is just stacked in his backyard. He bought a bunch of stockade fencing. He bought a shitload of it and all the posts and the concrete and everything. And it's all been sitting over there for a month. He marked out, he put stakes in with a string line where he was going to sink his posts, his 4x4s, and that's as far as he got. But the weather's been crap. I don't blame the guy. Yeah, I've got that little Roland bass amp back there that has 4 4-inch speakers in it. And that thing is great for an acoustic guitar amp. Because it's got reverb. How high is stockade fence? Is it like 6 foot? 6 foot high? 8 foot long? It's high enough that nobody's dog can jump over it, and that you can't walk up to the fence and just look over it unless you're a lot taller than me. Dana Everhart, I had the exact same stuff. I built my own cabinets. I had a PV head. I built my own cabinets. Our first PA system. Actually, the first PA system I ever got for my brother was an old custom with the tuck and roll, sparkly plastic on the outside. But the first thing that I ever bought new was a 6-channel Peavey with SP3 speakers. Oh, here you go. If it's too loud, you're too old. Yeah, Bruce and I were talking about the other night. I was trying to learn how to play that with a slide. Sounds a little better when I got Linda backing me up on the bass on it. It sounds a lot better. All right, I'm out of Coca-Cola. I'm out of coffee. Coffee's gone. Been on here for an hour, but well, thanks for hanging out, guys. Everybody, you guys, don't get mad at each other. Hey, get off McLeod. There's an old joke about Mick Jagger and Dennis Weaver and Hugh Hefner. Hey Hugh, get off of McLeod. Oh boy. Was McLeod a pole smoker? Dennis Weaver? Yeah, Jim Neighbors got to Hollywood, don't you? In the rear end of a Hudson. Rock Hudson. But anyway. Alright, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Tomorrow's Friday. I swear to God. One more song, Ed. Nah, I'm good. I swear to God, tomorrow I'll try to get Linda to come in and play. Good night, everybody.